right now working on brainstorming a problem for water quality. This is what TecSmart is about. Why don't you just, instead of using the fill tool, just get the brush? So we are now on basically the plan, design, or intended objective of your innovative app.
So we just presented them with a challenge, an innovative app challenge. And students, having had experience in designing apps or having obviously used apps, students really took to that. They given the opportunity to dig right in.
It'll be like all blue and stuff, and I mean we'll probably like do it on paint or something, so it looks nice. Like, cause that actually looks good.
Like a little introduction to the game.
Before we even told them what the challenge was, they heard app, they heard water quality, and they just hit the ground running. So I think the fact that they got to, put their own creativity in it and make their own graphics, make their own interface for their potential design, they really took to it.
Come back later.
How large
Here we have Eddie playing Clash of Clans.
You know how to
Actually, we need to look at this for our app, so...
Just turn it. Okay, now it's recording this.
It's definitely a challenge for me and the students, but it's one of those things that I think they're going to look back and say this is one of the best things they've ever done. I love teaching. I love teaching back at the high school, but the work that they do here at TecSmart is really hands-on work and project-based work that relates to, I guess, the skills that they're going to need to be successful as people when they get out of high school.
Oh, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Dude, I can't walk upstairs.
So they get an understanding of, okay, yeah, these are the factors that might affect the watershed in a negative manner, and this is what we can do to help benefit it. But then there's still that understanding of, okay, what does it mean to have that water right in front of you? So that's why we do take the field trip. But before we take them out there, we have to have a purpose, other than just going out to see the wilderness, because it is great to get the kids out there. We want them to understand what's done to test the water. What are some of the parameters that we look at to determine if the water is healthy or not, or if it's impaired is the term that they use to determine if a water body's negatively affected. We'll assign parameters to each group of students so that one group becomes an expert in pH or dissolved oxygen or turbidity, and then they know what they're looking for when they go out into the environment or the watershed that we go to. We took them to the Cateros Creek right here in the town of Malta, and we took them to several different locations. So when we do that, they get a real, I guess, familiarity with the water that exists in their location, because a lot of the students that we have are from this area: Mechanicville, Stillwater, Malta, Ballston Spa, Wilton, and they're from further reaches as well. But when we take them to a water body that they really, I guess, haven't explored that much, or some have, they seem to be a little bit more invested in the program and the activity that we're working on. They take, for some reason, they take on the responsibility, I guess, for owning that watershed. Not all students do, but certainly many do, and they gain a stronger appreciation for it.
Tools right here. Got different audio levels so I can adjust how the sound plays, and full screen video, and also a timeline. Get some really high levels up here. We're up to about 75 parts per million.
My problem, there's a lot of people there not servicing their carbon monoxide detectors like they need to. They should really be changed out, their batteries should be changed. So all from that, we built a solution with micro cantilevers and nanotechnology batteries where for 2 years you would not have to do anything with a carbon monoxide detector.
nausea, not feeling very well. Yeah, that's strange. Sore body. We gotta get him out of here. You wanna call 911? I'm all out.
We have a problem. A lot of our students are feeling dizzy, complaining of headaches and nauseous. Can you help us out?
I think I know what's going on. It sounds like some of your students might have carbon monoxide poisoning.
Got some levels in here. Already up to 30 parts per million. Got 50 right here on the platform. We're up to 75. We're up to 100.
We wanted to give an example of something that would happen, so we created an
We're up to
incident
150
that
by
happened
the
at
store.
TecSmart where carbon monoxide detectors did not go off, but the students were showing symptoms, so they evacuated the building and called the fire department.
Getting some very high numbers
And
in here.
then towards the end of that video, you can
300
see us,
parts per
we were
million.
driving away, and that's how we came up with this idea. We wanted to show how a fire department would be able to show that.
We're up to 500 parts per million. 550. Leak's got to be around here somewhere. Leak's got to be right here.
Initially with my group, we did the research, came up with, everybody did their own research with different topics. So then once we all were satisfied with the research we did, we came together as a group to decide which topic we want to go through with. Being that most of us found it easier to do something based in automotive, and I'm a very big to say gearhead myself, so I'm very knowledgeable about the background of cars. We all found it easier to do something based in automotive, something that would actually affect people's lives, because everybody has a car, everybody drives somewhere, everybody, you know, nowadays sees a need to save on gas.
One way to improve the fuel mileage of your vehicle is to now include a new technology called stop-start technology. What happens is, say you're coming up to a red light. When you come to a complete stop at that red light, the engine's actually going to shut off. Now, say that light now turns green. Well, the engine's still shut off. But as soon as you go to press on the gas pedal, the engine will start right back up, and then you can go ahead and drive away. In turn, saving you fuel because now your engine isn't idling while you're stopped at a red light. Another way to improve today's vehicle's fuel efficiency even more is to incorporate a small device into the engine management system. This little device is called the Sensata Gasoline Direct Injection Sensor. This little sensor uses advanced silicon MEMS devices to precisely measure just how much highly vaporized gasoline is going into the combustion chamber. By doing this, the computer will be able to calculate and run a consistent fuel-air ratio that allows that specific motor to run at its most efficient all the time, all the way through its RPM range. rising price of fuel is all that's on anybody's mind right now. When car shopping, more people look for the most fuel-efficient model that they like, rather than by going by size or the performance of the model like they used to. Stop-start technology alone is known to have a 10% increase in fuel economy. But pair that with the Sensata GDI sensor, which can save an average of 4 to 8% on fuel economy, now your vehicle can get anywhere from 14 to 18% better fuel economy than what it did over its previous model. Now, on this 2009 Dodge Ram 1500 that I'm driving right now, the average is about 14.5 miles per gallon. By adding these features to this truck, I would be able to average almost 17 miles per gallon. That's a 2.5 mile per gallon difference. Now imagine if you did that to a small 4-cylinder car that gets over 30 miles per gallon as it is. That would be a tremendous increase in fuel economy.
Forgot to sign in.
This is what we do at TecSmart.
What's going on?
Where's our tape?
How's it going? Dude, we have way too many cameras. Look at this. 2? Are you just gonna trace that one and that's your blade?
It's going to be crazier when they start testing.
Oh yeah.
So
We got you.
you guys, I just want to make sure you did a run through. This isn't going to be a problem. Let's do this.
Did you do a run through, sir?
Yeah, a couple actually. We
All right.
actually used a couple of the other guys' blades. They actually put them on and tested them out. So
That's excellent. Just going to put that right there just so we... Oh, you know what? Let's tape that right onto that thing, and maybe that'll hold that in place a little better, right?
yeah.
You want to take that tape off at the end.
Right.
So, you think 6 would be efficient?
I think 6 would be very good.
You think it would be better than 3?
Probably should have just said yeah, maybe.
Are you sure?
I think it'd be better than 2.
Yeah. I think it would be better than 10. This 2 would be like...
Yeah, but you think 6 would be too much, and you think it can't handle it, or no?
On anybody? I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm not a wind turbine.
No, neither am I. I was just asking questions, see if you know anything.
Well, these 2 are exactly. I honestly think that 6 is perfect balance.
Perfect?
Yeah, perfect.
It's still used in the military, too. But you basically put this device in one of these.
Yeah. Dealing with a bunch of idiots. Alright, I'm gonna be taking your beautiful sketch.
I'm not a sketcher, I'm an artist. I do my job.
That is good.
You see if we can like fold in blades
Okay, try that.
So you're gonna connect, but have this and like have it like connect and have this like slide it over this.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys start making then it's gonna be shaped like an idea. It could be like shaped. I don't know. You got
Did it from there. But it would be wide, but it would have to be wide though.
Start from the corner.
How long are we gonna make this? Because I said we have a 1 meter
Like start it
diameter.
like this. Start it in like that. Look on the back.
I don't really know what it is.
How many blades are you guys making?
6.
6? How big would you think it would be? Is that the size or?
Lengthwise, our diameter can be a meter, so once we figure out like how big it is, we're gonna cut them down to size probably.
All right.
But we could just say we did the best.
See, you guys are really taking it slow there.
Well, most of them are only on their first trial. We've already done our first trial.
Hold on.
Are you doing it through the
One. How efficient do you think that would be?
energy efficient. That sounds good.
Pretty efficient? Alright. Super
Does it feel like he's just gonna steal all the credit for what you've done now?
If you put it on the back, it's just gonna bend. No, he's actually helping, so.
Hey, wait, what do you want to plug it? Alright, so both. Yeah. You want to put it on the plug?
Yeah, I already took pictures of the GoPro.
Sure, because
34 and a half.
Oh, we got some speed.
Wow. Good thing we taped it down.
Yeah. Well, actually, everyone kept on taking the play. Teachers were like taking over.
How do you feel about this sudden
this
movement of abandonment?
I'm really hurt about it. It's like.
How do you feel about the
these
heat
going to
that's
leave long-term
contacting your
psychological
stomach?
It's not hot. Honestly, it's
Okay.
It's hot.
Oh wow, look at it go.
I said, do you guys think that should have been angled?
Maybe a bit.
Like if you guys had twisted this part over a little bit?
No, well, you want to do that? But I mean, we can still do that.
Well, here it's going to be facing the fan like this, though.
So you want to turn like this one down and this one up?
So, yeah, let's.
So we're exactly.
She's actually American.
Journey, help us! Dude, that's not gonna work. Shut up.
So are we keeping these same blades? Yeah. Or are we starting?
We're curving the edges.
Yeah. And then we're going to start.
Take it.
I have no idea. We're going to have to see the wattage.
I'll walk up there.
It's not good.
Taking selfies. You only can take selfies if you have a selfie stick.
How do you use an eye?
So I'll put my hands here. You cut it.
No, seriously, be careful with that. That's gonna wouldn't be happy to send anyone to the hospital.
Yeah.
Not on our watch. We don't want that. Not on our watch. Paperwork, right?
These are brand
That's
new.
right. That's right. Lots of it.
Why would I put it like that? Like straight out? That's stupid.
They one, take with them different experiences that they wouldn't have had anywhere else, and it opened their eyes to, hey, if I go down this road, I can do this. If I go down this road, I can do that. Things that they might not have seen in a traditional setting. Two, and most importantly, which I think that they will take with them, is the excitement for learning, and that's something that we see that a traditional system can sometimes extinguish. We see kids thriving in this type of environment, and the excitement for the work that they're engaged in. They take that with them as they move to higher ed, as they move higher education, as they move to the workforce. The excitement about the learning and the work and being engaged in that kind of work, that will certainly help promote their success as they move past high school.
This is the Carbon Tech two-piece carbon fiber football pad system with OS technology. It's 10% lighter, 20% stronger. Gives you a full range of motion. It reduces pain from hits. It reduces injuries, and there's actually a helmet too. It greatly reduces concussions with all the news, brain injuries and everything in the NFL, NCAA. And they're a little expensive, but they have all the high-end materials, aerospace-grade carbon fiber, automotive-grade foam. And yeah, they're really.
So it'll reduce the frequency of injuries in players?
Right, yeah, it would greatly reduce brain injuries because due to the impact force redistribution, you might get hit in one spot, but it feels a lot less in one spot. It redistributes it so well that you don't feel it as much. It reduces pain in one spot. That's how you get a concussion, is when your brain moves inside your head. But if you don't feel it in one spot, then your brain can't move.
What surprises me is you see the students day one, and they're quiet, a little bit meek in some cases, but they completely come out of their shells. They gain such confidence as they go through this. They're out in front of their booths. They're talking to the people that are coming around from various industries and schools. You wouldn't have seen that day one. They would have been behind in their shell, behind their booths, and pointing to their displays rather than really articulating and explaining what they've worked on.